Hi guys, Harbs here. Today we're going to be taking a look at Netherese Orbs, because as you all know, Gale has one in his chest, and we have to constantly give away our magical items to prevent him from turning into some human nuclear bomb. Larian did not create these Netherese Orbs, and there are examples of them in older bits of D&D lore, so let's take a look. If you want to check out my Patreon, Twitter or Instagram, then the links are all down below. Thank you to my newest patron, Christopher. As always, it's much appreciated. Okay, let's go. So, as we all know, Gale has a Netherese Orb in his chest, more specifically a Netherese Destruction Orb, and he has revealed a fair few details about it, and we can at least know that he wishes to expel it upon the astral plane. However, we don't know many more details about it. In Volo's Guide to All Things Magical, which was published in 1996, we can see information on something called the Death Moon Orb. The Death Moon Orb is a gleaming sphere whose black and violet colours swim uneasily together, like oil on water, and which appears to actually absorb the light around it. When it is nearby, an aura of gloom and sadness prevails. Those who look upon it long enough can see the negative image of the moon's surface glimmering faintly on the orb. For mysterious reasons, the orb changes in size from time to time, from a sphere that fills a large human male's hand to about the size of a large human's head. Centuries ago, the wizard Larlock, sorcerer king of Netheril, created a powerful artifact with which he intended to control the minds of his court, reveal his enemies' plans, and summon powerful beings from the outer planes. The artifact served him well, and he ruled for many years. Eventually, he became a powerful lich. Larlock survived the collapse of his empire and lives to this day in the depths of Warlock's Keep, which is situated here, just north of Baldur's Gate. However, the Death Moon Orb is no longer there. At Warlock's Keep, Saz Tam sealed a mysterious bargain with the extremely powerful Lich, and returned with several important enchanted items, among them the Death Moon Orb. He used the powers of the orb to free the Tinari Lord Eltab, a demon lord and the ruler of the 248th layer of the Abyss. Before Tam could complete the 9th rune of chaos of the ritual of twin burnings, and thus permanently and totally enslave the lord of the hidden layer, a band of powerful adventurers penetrated the citadel of Thaymount and freed Eltab from his prison. The Death Moon Orb disappeared in a subsequent explosion and may have teleported anywhere in the realms. Although the bargain is described as mysterious in Volo's Guide to All Things Magical, in Lost Empires of Faerun it is said that Larlock actually traded the Death Moon Orb in exchange for ancient artifacts that Saz Tam had recovered from Larlock's old Netherese city called Jixudur. Jixudur was the Netherese city that Larlock originally ruled over, but it plunged from the sky like every other Netherese city after the event known as Karsus's Folly. Fortunately for Larlock, he escaped the city on a dragon after foreseeing the disaster. But what happened to the orb? Well, in Richard Lee Byers' book called Undead, set in 1385 DR, we can see that Saz Tam has the orb back in his possession, and is using it to assist him in taking over the entirety of Thay as its sole ruler. But 1385 was the same year when Cyric murdered Mystra, which triggered the spell plague, and thus caused the Death Moon Orb to explode in Saz Tam's hands. Although the Lich achieved his goal of becoming the High Regent of Thay, he finally no longer had the Death Moon Orb. This had a profound impact upon Saz Tam, who had the following to say: "I'm not the mage I was before Mystra died, and the Death Moon Orb blew up in my face. I've yet to recover the full measure of my strength." But apart from the orb having the power to assist evil liches with dominating demons and taking over entire countries, what else can it do? Well, the orb also operates as a crystal ball with ESP and clairvoyance. It can also animate dead, dominate individuals, and charm people. The possessor may summon one creature at a time, such as a Tanari, Yugoloth or Bartezu, and compel it to perform one task. However, the user of the orb cannot use this ability again for 1 month. The orb also compels its user to greater and greater acts of evil, until the user is infamous as a monster of complete wickedness and cruelty. Such individuals invariably perish in some fashion unless, like Tam and Larlock, they continue on as undead creatures and care not what others think of them. So we know that Gale has a plan to get rid of his orb by expelling it into the astral plane, but what were some ways to destroy the Death Moon Orb? The whole Mystra being murdered was a sort of a one-off, but in Volo's Guide to All Things Magical, there is a list of 3 ways in which the Death Moon Orb can be destroyed. Number 1. The orb can be devoured by the Tarask, or by a great fae. Number 2. The orb can be transported to Arborea, or another outer plane of good, and destroyed by one of the gods who dwell there. Number 3. The orb can only be destroyed with high elven magic spells cast by the powerful high mages of the elven Isle of Evermeet. But where can we see other examples of Netherese Orbs? Well, they have featured in both Dungeons & Dragons Online and the Neverwinter MMO. I've never played D&D Online and I've only briefly played the Neverwinter MMO, so I don't have any direct experience with the quests that they feature in. In Neverwinter, they appear in a quest called Whisperer in Darkness, and the quest description is as follows. The Netherese are a foul plague upon this world, corrupting everything they touch. They have cursed the Grey Wolf tribe, turning them into bloodthirsty monsters. We must find what the Netherese intend to do with their werewolf slaves. The Shadowvar emissaries use the Netherese orbs powered by soul shards to communicate orders from the Princes of Shadow. Head into the Grey Wolf battle camp east of the Battlefather's shrine, search in and around the tents, recover an orb and 3 soul shards, then return to me. A fetch quest in an MMO. Of course. Anyway, once you acquire the orbs, the description says, the foul shadow energies from the orb sicken me, but we can still learn much from its secrets. I actually think that the Shadowvar, and particularly the city of Tultantar, an ancient Netherese flying enclave that was ruled over by Telamont Tantul, may have something to do with Baldur's Gate 3, particularly their link with Shar, so I find this quest and its links to the Princes of Shadow quite interesting indeed. In Dungeons & Dragons Online, Netherese orbs are used by someone called Shay. I've used the DDO wiki for all of this, so please correct me down below if I'm mistaken. The mission which the players are given is only available if you have the Shadowfell Conspiracy expansion pack, and it is described as follows. An unnatural darkness looms over the prison city of Weirloon, and shadows spread across the land. Uncover the sinister Shar plot that threatens to destroy Cormyr from within, and face the full might of the Empire of Netheril. In fact, the whole expansion seems very interesting, and it seems like the ultimate goal of the players is to stop something called a Mythalar, which is a very powerful Netherese device that allowed Netherese arcanists to create powerful magic items without draining their life force. The first ever Mythalar was created by none other than Iolam. The Netherese orbs seem to feature on a level called the Tracker's Trap, and they are used by a Shadowvar arcanist as a sort of shield. They have the ability to blow anyone to the other side of the map. Now, although it seems like in both Neverwinter Online and D&D Online that the Shadowvar and the Netherese are synonymous with each other, this isn't the case. All Shadowvar were Netherese, but not all Netherese are Shadowvar. The Shadowvar were a splinter group of Netherese that inhabited the city of Tultantar, who entered the Shadowfell. Nevertheless, Gale's Orb, the Death Moon Orb, and the orbs featured in D&D Online and Neverwinter are all connected to things that might be important to Baldur's Gate 3. Anyway, thanks for watching guys. If you enjoyed this video, then do please give me a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!